Is it not plugged in? There we go. It just wasn't plugged in correctly. That's all. We are live. And let's make sure the media is muted. I just need this up for any messages that come through so I can say hello to you all. Alrighty. Ooh, that's not good. Alright. So let me just, because I have to link to it on real quick. And it's 3 p.m. What are you doing? Okay. So, reminder that there will be a delay on audio for things. Channel. Share. Copy. Okay. I believe, where is it? Random nerd. Okay. Ack! Not again. And it, okay. Please don't do that phone. Okay. Okay. I need to make the post quickly. It hates mobile. That's all there is to it. Okay. So let's put this like so. You can see the random things I've been doing. 3 back 4. Okay. And then, right, links. Right. Clear creature. And that. I am live. Drop by and say hi. Okay. Okay. Let's get to drawing now that I'm actually here. Do. I'm actually really excited for this podcast. Um, Yeah, I'm really excited for this podcast. Um, I know Carmelita gives off like orange, like muted orange vibes. 1.2. I don't know if that's vibrant enough or not. Um, I kind of want to do a different like hairstyle for it because I usually do like stuff like this for my hairstyles, but I'd love to do something more like that for her. Yeah. Hello. Um, I'm just playing around with Carmelita's like hair design right now. um, the ears are too big. It would probably help if I drew the eyes first. Doo doo doo. Um, I don't really know what to talk about. I know I should talk about my podcast, but I don't know what to talk about my podcast. Um, mm, okay, I need to not get distracted. Just this and this. I don't know what to talk about. I'm so bad at hyping up this podcast. I swear. Um, I don't like how the shoulders are turning out. I think they're just a bit too broad. I want them more. I want them more like over here. I think they were too big. Is the problem? Um, Carmelita is a character in the podcast I'm writing. Although you probably already knew that. Um, I'm so bad at this. I am so sorry. I'm literally just like, I should talk about my podcast, and then I'm not talking about my podcast, and I'm not good at this. I'm so much better with text. Mm. Thank you. I mean, if you have any questions, I'd probably be okay at answering them. I just don't know. I don't have a starting point to jump off of, which is why I should maybe script at least an intro whenever I go live, because this has been a consistent problem. Um, let's see. Just sketching right now, so. And I actually don't like the hair for her now. I want to try something new with the hairstyle though. Like, yeah, talking is hard. I'm so much better with text because I can pick and choose words, and then I completely like go insane about it writing. So there's I'm just a mess, I think. Um, I want rounded hair, like kind of poofy. Ooh, let's see. I don't like the shoulders. I really just don't like the shoulders. I'm so picky when it comes to shoulders too, so that doesn't help. Like they'll just look a little bit off and I'll be like, "Well, time to change like everything about them." Um, doo-doo-doo, doo-doo-doo. 'Cause of course she wears short sleeves. I could change anything about her at any point in time because she's my OC, but I like the face and that's it. So we're just gonna erase everything and start most of this all over again. Um, okay. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Yeah, but if there's like any questions you have about the podcast, I could definitely answer those. Or like if there's anything specific you want to know, even if it's not about the podcast, I could probably answer that too. That doesn't, no, that doesn't match up. Would it be easier to get a symmetry ruler and do this? Yes. Am I going to do this? That, no, because I don't know, something about like perfectly symmetrical things when doing like coloring pages is fun and fine. But when drawing people, doing perfectly symmetrical it's hard. Um, let's see, kind of just put, we can kind of have these be more natural. I'm, I don't have any cool music to put in the background either because I suck at finding like royalty free music to just put on. And so it's not like I can draw in silence either because like there's nothing for you to listen to. And that would kind of make for a boring stream in my opinion. Down, down. Actually have that go like that because I think that's closer to the same slant. And there. We're just sketching her out right now, so I don't really have anything I don't have anything planned. Um I think the arms are too long. Just like they're too long. So we get to go and we get to erase. Do hi. I'm attempting to talk about my podcast, sort of. Not really. I'm being very bad at talking about my podcast, actually. So, feel free to just ask questions if you have any. Yeah, this will be Carmelita. She'll look good when she's done, but the eyes kind of look creepy right now. I'm not gonna lie. You're also about to see my atrocious layer usage. I use like very few layers, so be prepared for that. Because I know a lot of digital artists will be like, I use like 10,000 layers, and I'm like, how do you not lose literally everything in there? Which it's amazing, like their pieces are so amazing, but at the same time, I'm like, I can't, I can't use that many. I'm gonna lose I'm gonna lose like everything. I used to have pieces that averaged about 20 layers, but I kept losing everything, and so I was like, well, clearly layer usage is not my strong suit. Um, okay, kind of connect this right here, or we can kind of do that, which I think that would look better. Um, you know what? I can just uh bl- I can just talk about like what my podcast is about. I can find that pretty easily and talk about that. Um, where are you? It would probably be better if I used like the official wording instead of like trying to remember it off the top of my head. Okay. This podcast is about Glacy and their coworkers who work at The Meeting Point. The Meeting Point is a restaurant and shop located near the Mad Forest, right? So coming back from a pretty long break due to their own unreality problems popping up, Glacy is warned that the forest grows hungry. After some incidents, Glacy's hallucinations start getting real bad and they eventually venture forth into the Mad Forest. Um, so that's like the basics of what this podcast is about, but if you have like any more specific questions, I'd love to answer those. Like um like you can ask like who the characters are or like really anything. I won't answer spoilers or things that I have not written yet. Because I've only written season 1. Um and I have so many plans to produce this. Although I don't have a whole like I have so many plans to produce this, but I need to kind of slow down a little bit because I the next step after editing is getting beta readers, or not beta readers. I have beta readers. Um the next step after editing is getting voice actors. Um People who want to voice the characters. And so I'm really excited for that. I don't like the leg to leg ratio. Sorry, I'm just gonna mess with these for a while until I have a pretty solid, because the legs need to be about even. Yeah, like right there, I think. It would probably help if I erased some of those lines. Oh, so she's a side character. She pops up in a couple episodes in season 1. Um, she probably won't be focused on too much. But she helps Delmina, this old lady who uses a wheelchair around the town because there's not a lot of infrastructure in the town. The town is not located by the meeting point, by the way. It's near enough that it's a good trip from like an old-fashioned car, but it's not near the meeting point because the meeting point is near the Mad Forest, and the Mad Forest is well, it's kind of what the name says. It makes you go mad. Anyways, Carmelita's she's more of a side character slash love interest, but she's also still really developed. Um, so she helps Delmina, this old woman, around town because the town isn't doesn't have like accessibility features. So there's a lot of like jutted sidewalks or like curbs or even just like really rocky paths. Um, and so Carmelita helps Delmina out with that, and she's really fun. She meets Sean and Cameron in the 5th episode, I want to say. So she doesn't show up until episode 5, but she's really cool, and she'll make some appearances again in season 2, and definitely in season 3. Season 3 is probably going to be my longest season. Simply because it'll be wrapping up character arcs. There might be more than 3 seasons depending on how things go, but right now I've only planned for 3 seasons in my head anyways. Um, season 2 is going to be longer than season 1. Season 1 is only it's only 8 episodes long. I still have to edit all of the things, all of the episodes, but when I started out, I didn't know about how long each episode was going to be. And so some episodes are like 6 pages long, while others are like 15 pages long, and there's a huge difference. So what I'm trying to do is with editing is getting all episodes to at least 10 pages. If I can get them to more, that would be what I'd like to do, but I am very well aware that that is something I might not be able to do. Um, I think this actually needs to fold in and then go out a little bit. It just doesn't look. Hmm. Oh, that's what it is. Give me 1 second. And we're just gonna delete that lasso because that was a bad lasso. Just gonna take this and we're gonna move it over just slightly. I think we'll have to edit some things, but um oh, she's the love interest for Cameron, Cameron is one of the main characters. I should have said that. But I didn't. Whether they get together or not remains to be seen, but or wait, no, because that goes in here, so that would go in here and then jut out, is what I'm thinking. I can move stuff around later, but this goes in here, so about here, and then we jut out like so. Sorry, I'm just trying to make her look more human. I don't know, part of the design just looks off to me, and I don't know what I'm doing wrong. So, like, just this right area. Like, this area right here looks fine. It's just this area right here that's upsetting me, because it doesn't look quite right, and so she just looks off to me. And I think it might be that I need to make this go here, this here, and making the shoulder kind of like that. That might be it. Because something's off, you know? I'm sure she would have looked fine the way that she was, but I don't like it when something just looks off. Hmm, that looks better. Oh, you know what? It's probably the legs because they're just too. I don't know. Legs on this angle are a bit hard because you can do some cool things with them, but you can also really mess them up. Um, okay, yeah, that looks so much better now. Okay, the legs. The legs were like the main issue. And I just didn't realize it because it didn't look like it was the legs, but it was the legs. Um, but yeah, she's more of like a side character, support character. I really do love her though. Um, I love her so much. I don't know. Part of me was like, oh, I don't have like specific designs in mind. The fandom can go crazy if there's ever a fandom. But then part of me is like, but I do have specific designs in mind. And I'd like to like, you know, draw them because these are my characters. Okay, time for line art. Line art, we're gonna go more vibrant, I think, and more orange. I don't know, she just gives me like fall vibes. Um hmm, ooh. I should probably get in the habit of doing warm-up sketches before doing these, but I think she's turning out pretty good considering I didn't do any warm-up sketches. Um, and I don't was trying to make those lower eyelashes, but I don't think that's coming off quite as I anticipated. So I think what I'm gonna do is that. It still gives the eye some depth. I want to make stickers with the characters I draw at some point. But um But I probably should not jump the gun on that because I don't want to end up shipping to um I don't want to end up like ordering a bunch of stickers and then not shipping them because no one wanted stickers because I jumped the gun on that and then I just kind of wasted money that I could have used for something else. Um I think this kind of like bouncy hairstyle is turning out really nice, which is great. I'm actually planning on putting the a trans pin on her shirt, but I'm debating on that. Mainly because it is a different world to Earth, and so it would be, um, and so I think I'll put the trans flag on her. It's just more like the vibes are like older, and so I don't know like when each pride flag came out, and so I don't know like especially with some of their identities, like how they would identify now is how I'm talking about them. But how the characters identify in their own world is completely different than how they would identify here. Like Carmelita's trans and a lesbian, and I think I'm gonna keep those terms in there. But um Lacey, the main character, for example, is gender fluid and asexual, but I don't think either of those terms are were um were made until like more modern uh days. And so how they would describe themselves in the story they're in would not be gender fluid and asexual. They would just be like, ah, I change with the wind or something like that. There would be like different ways to say that like their gender changes and that they don't want sex, you know? Because it's modern-ish to a point, but it's also kind of like the cars that they do have are older and like um hmm like think 1970s is like terminology and stuff. Like it's not that far back, but it's far enough back that like some of our terms that we use today wouldn't be used. And so, and I think that's kind of important to note that when I talk about them on Tumblr, it's what they would use in now, like now in this world. But they're not now in this world. They're in 1970s some random planet. Um like based off of the 1970s, sort of. Like it's more accepting. And so there's not really a need for more terms unless like like people will still be making terms up because, you know, some terms are important to people. And so like finding a way to describe yourself and how you view yourself, and you know, just finding a way to describe yourself and what you're going through is still important. But um I don't know. I feel like with the added benefit of it not being a queerphobic environment or coming from a queerphobic past, like this world, because I I thought about it and I expressly did not want to go into any forms of queer phobia in this podcast. That was that was something I didn't want to do. And so I think with the added benefit of there not being um any backlash against queer people, that while there would be some terms that we use today, a lot of them still wouldn't be there because because people are just generally more accepting, and so just saying, oh, my gender doesn't fit girl or boy, people would be like, oh well, okay, cool, so you're gender variant or you're outside of gender, you know, instead of like they would use the term non-binary if they lived in this world, or agender, or whichever term they felt would fit if they lived in this world. But because they don't, it's much harder to figure out like how do I want to portray them, especially in the podcast. I don't know if any of that makes sense. So I just went on a long ramble. But yeah, Carmelita's trans. She's trans femme and she's amazing. Doo-doo-doo. Okay. And I forgot the pupil in this eye. So that's good to know. I'm gonna raise this area. Okay. I don't know. A lot of things I'm asking myself right now is like, would they have the same flags that we have to I think they should simply for simplicity. Like, I'm not gonna go and make like another trans flag or another lesbian flag. I think that would just end up being confusing. But it is something to think about, like for future stuff I make. Like, would they have different terms? Would they have different would they have different terms? Would they have different like slang? Would they have different flags? Because the flags we have are amazing, but would they think to have like those flags or like how did I need to look into like how queer flags came to be in existence because I think that would answer a lot of questions I have. I don't know. I also just like making things complicated for myself, so is there is that. Okay, now to add the fingers. Doo doo doo. And then those are the knuckles. I just need them there so I know which what goes to what. Okay, that does not work out well. Hmm. I still don't like that. Oh gosh, this is gonna be a long stream if I can't figure out how to draw hands. Can I draw hands? I'll actually turn the sketch layer back on. And we're going to sketch out the hands because I think that would have probably helped just a little bit. 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to go over here and I don't need to sketch out that hand because that's hidden. Okay. Orange. Where's my orange? I'm so bad at explaining things. Oh my goodness. So this is where 3 is. This is where 4 is. This is where 2 is. Kinda like that. I'm gonna just hide these. Okay, I think the hand needs to be bigger, but that can be fixed pretty easily. Yep. There's her hand. Mhm. And we just go down. And her sleeves would be like to here. That's fair. Hello again. We're adding I'm just finishing up the line art right now. Do do do. Can I draw lines is the real question of tonight. Ooh. But yeah, Carmelita, she's a side character and she's a well-loved side character. 'Cause I love her. And so does Cameron, but shh. Cameron doesn't want her to know yet. Uh, I don't know. I'm releasing the unedited scripts on Ko-Fi. Like they do cost money, so like I would so like if you're interested, I would wait until like I get the bundle out cuz that's just $35 for like the whole season. Um but the first I've given the first episode up for free for grabs. Simply because people can choose if they're interested or not, based off of that. if that makes sense. Um, but after that, like, the episodes are about $6 each because I have said that the voice acting is volunteer work, but I do want to pay them. Like, I'd love to pay them instead of just having it be volunteer work. It's a lot of work, and I don't want, it's a lot of work, and want I don't feel like it's fair that it should be unpaid, and so, like, I'm trying to get funds for the voice acting. Um, like, I'm probably gonna be paying them, like, back paying them instead of, like, paying them up front, simply because I doubt um, I'll be able to get the money, like, right now to pay them. Does that make sense? I don't know. I've made it very clear that it's volunteer work and that I don't know if we'll ever make money to get, like, paid for it. But I have said I want to pay for it. Charlotte, can you please bark somewhere else? Charlotte, please. Thank you. Mm, I don't know. Oof. Okay, we're on to the coloring stage. My favorite part. Okay, so I'm thinking, can I go for this kind of muted, like light muted orange here for the background? Like this color for the background. Except it's too close to the line art color, so might actually go with like a kind of yellowy color for the background. More of a yellow orange I think would look better. Yeah, that works, because now I can still see the background lines, and I think, because Carmelita gives me such autumn fall vibes. She's amazing. Okay, and then one more layer for coloring her in acrylic mix. Uh, More muted. I think this is the color I want. Oh, what was the back? Let's, okay, let's do this real quick. And we're doing character designs, so skin, dip pen. Okay. Sorry, I need to note down like what colors I'm using. D36221. That's a B. Here's a D. D36221. And then what are you? We're gonna change to our acrylic mix. Um, AF6461. AF6461. And then this is for skin. And then this is for lines. Or line parts. And then go back to here. And we are going to erase that line right there. That was too much erasing. There we go. Ooh. Okay, let's get back on the right layer. Do-do-do. We are I don't know why I gave her a necklace, but I gave her a necklace, so. Sorry, I'm at a loss for what to talk about again. Oh, I could talk about the voice acting, which I kind of already did, but, so voice acting will start as volunteer work because I don't think I'll have money to pay people at first, but I'm hoping, people are interested enough in the podcast that they'll buy, like, early access to the scripts or, like, eventually, like, stickers or merch or something, and I can back pay volunteers for the hours they worked. Because what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have anyone who volunteers for voice acting to give me a spreadsheet every month of all the hours they spent voice acting, which I personally think breaks should be paid. So, like, if it's more than an hour, then like I'm asking them to like count that as a like stopping point for a while. But like a lunch break for like 30 minutes or something, I think should still be paid because they're still in the work mindset. I just figure for me, if I put something down for over an hour, I'm probably not getting back to it. And so that's why anything put down for over an hour is not counted. But like if it's just like a 30-minute break or 45 or even just an hour, then then I'll pay for that too, because you're still in your work mindset. You're just taking a break, you know? But it is volunteer work at first. I think that's so important to know because I don't want anyone getting into the voice acting bit of it because they think they'll definitely get paid. I want to pay people, but I can't promise that, and so I have to make it clear that it's volunteer work. Um Hopefully for the second season I can make it paid work like from the start. Um but I have to write the second season first and I need to produce the first season um while I'm writing the second season, if that makes sense. Like um so that's going to be fun. And like there won't be any hard deadlines, and I'm planning on opening up voice acting in January. Um yeah, voice acting opens up in January, hopefully. This is a hopefully goal. Because I want to get all the editing for season 2 done in December. Not season 2, season 1. I want to get all the editing for season 1 done in December. And then if I can get all the editing done in December, um, then I can open up voice acting in January, and then kind of figure it out from there. C3A1D5. I'm very aware that the podcast won't be out until the podcast itself won't be out until at the very least I'm saying December of next year, but I'm thinking it's going to take longer to produce. So I have to get all the voice actors in January, and I'm thinking of keeping that open until March or until everything's filled, whichever comes first. And then figuring out what to do after March. Um okay. E3, E7, C8. That is not an E. E3, E7, C8. That's it, right? I white and go here. I don't know. Make these bigger. I don't know what you want. I don't. The door is open. Sorry, my dog wants something, and I don't know what she wants because the door is open. And she's just sitting at the door like it's closed, but it's open. So I might have to get up in a couple minutes and go address that. Doo-doo. Okay. What color are your eyes? They're brown, but like, what shade of brown? I think I like this rich brown. Charlotte, can you please bark somewhere else? Please? Please? Charlotte. Okay. 67412C. 67412C. Wine color. That does not look like the word color. I should maybe stop trying to write in cursive. That would probably help. The door is open. Alright, I'm gonna go see what my dog wants. I will be right back. Alright, I am back. I don't know what I was talking about. I think that gives better coverage. Yeah, that does give better coverage. Okay. Pupil. What color are you? 201D. 201D. 1B. Pupil. If I ever make stickers or like official merch of this character, I might actually get or any of the characters, I might actually get them commissioned and like have like a 60-40 split where the artist gets 60% of like any funds that come from it and I get 40%. simply because I think that would be fair. I don't know, I'm not confident enough in my art to, I'm not confident enough in my art to sell it, and hi! Like, I'll open up commissions and stuff, but I won't, I don't know. Selling merch is, like, a whole different thing, and I'm not confident enough in my art or how clean I color, um, to actually sell merch. Okay, now for the shirt color, and she gives me fall autumn vibes. I don't ooh, let's see. Kind of digging maybe a muted pink. Still pretty vibrant, but muted. I'm just drawing Carmelita right now from the podcast that I finished. I I finished the unedited versions of season 1, which I've been posting about everywhere. So doo-doo-doo. Oh, I need to note the color down. Do 9E3159. 9E3159 for the shirt. If you have any questions about the podcast or questions in general or like anything you want to say, feel free to just chime in and go ahead because I don't really know what to talk about right now. I'm on the wrong layer. That's what's going on. I'm on the wrong layer. There we go. I only have like 5. Probably should have done the shirt first and then the skin, but I always do the skin first because I don't know why. I just do. Um, mm, no, I did not want you to pick up a color. I want you to put down the color I already have. There we go. I think I'm gonna make this. I know I've been doing a lot of like YouTube shorts like stuff, but I think I'm gonna make this like an hour, not an hour, 3 minutes long, just so I can talk more about the podcast in depth in the video, in the speed paint video I'm gonna make of this. Um, yeah, I think that'll work. Doo-doo-doo. Um, definitely sharing it with people, like people I trust. Cause I don't know, um, like I've read 3 of the people who are beta reading the podcast's writing, and they're amazing writers. Um, one of them's my real life friend, Duck in a Spaceship, and then Lick Out Your Brains and Strange Destinations are both beta reading, as well as Fuzzy Soul YT. Um, but I haven't read any of Fuzzy's works, but they're a friend of mine. They're an online friend of mine, and they're super cool. Um, I don't know. I'm also excited to get to the part where I open up voice acting, um, because it's just because not only will I be sharing it with more people, I'll be actively producing it. I've I'm actually going to be making a post specifically about voice acting soon, because I've made posts referencing the voice acting and kind of going into detail as to what's happening for it, but I haven't made a specific post. That's fair. Yeah. Yeah, Strange Destination. Yeah, she's amazing. Like, oh my goodness. I love her writing. She and I don't know, because I'm like, I know Duck in a Spaceship IRL, and so I've been able to read some of her writing, specifically because they trust me with it. Um, Lick Out Your Brains has some pretty cool writing. He um he goes by a different username on AO3 than he does on Tumblr, and I can never remember his AO3 username. That is completely fair. Yeah, I saw that. I was thinking of joining, but then I I I wanted to kind of train my voice before I joined, and I knew I was never going to get around to training my voice. And I wasn't and I hadn't actually read the fic yet. But it sounds like a cool project. I hope you're having fun with that. Um, Pants. I think we're gonna go with green actually for pants. Kind of this green. Um, yeah, yeah, that looks really cool, and I'm definitely excited to see how that turns out. What are you? 29C74B. Ooh, okay. Yeah. Um, oh my goodness. Um, I'll definitely look into that. It's definitely gonna depend on my schedule, because writing a podcast makes you a lot more busy when you're planning to produce it, apparently. 29C74B. No, I already wrote that down. I'm writing what it's for down. Um, but yeah, if I have free time, I will definitely like probably join a small role. Um, and that is the wrong layer. But yeah, I don't know. Even if I don't join, I would like to like cheerlead the project on somehow. I don't know how, but like I would like to like cheerlead it on if I'm too busy to do a small role. All right. Well, then I could probably do it. Um I just need to, get the fic up on AO3 again. Because I don't know. I've read some of her writing, and I keep meaning to read more, and then I keep forgetting because I'm just like, oh, I'll read more later, and then I don't. But her writing's amazing. Yeah, that's fair. Um, yeah, I am really excited for it, and if I get the chance, I'll do a small role. It'll definitely depend on how hectic and crazy this podcast gets in the next couple of months. I don't know when you're opening up um auditions though, so but I will definitely be reblogging stuff. See, brown hair, kind of a more reddish brown. This color. Six seven 2D26. That's that's completely fair. Like I'm planning to start the voice audition process for mine in January, so I should probably be able to join. Um, so that'll give me time to read the fic and oh, I would so love tips. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just it's my first time writing and producing a podcast, and it's it's been fun, but like for the most part I have no idea what I'm doing. Like the story part was easy enough. I had a story idea in mind, and I thought it would be fun, and I thought it would work, and Min really loves it, and my friend really loves it, and I've just added Lick Out Your Brains and Fuzzy Soul YT to that. So I don't know either of their thoughts on it yet, but yeah. Um, I guess for questions, yeah. Um, yeah, it would be it is definitely different than writing, but it was so fun writing the podcast because I didn't have to include descriptions of anything. And I'm notorious for not including descriptions in my writing to a fault. And it's I don't know. I found podcast writing easier. Anyways, for questions, what's the hardest part about getting voice actors or like even recording the recording voices? Doo-doo-doo. Let's see. Oh yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Cuz I know I'm awake when when most of my mutuals are asleep. and there's very little time to actually coordinate stuff. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Because, like because you need so how Ooh. Yeah, yeah, that's a good idea, making notes about what I want to go over in the meetings in any meetings before I schedule meetings, and then figuring out what time would work best for everyone, as well as having, as well as taking notes in the meetings to announce to everyone after meetings are over would be very effective. Um, okay. Yeah, yeah, I would definitely love that. The stream's almost done, here anyways. I just gotta color in this pen and sign it, and then actually we're done. Okay, it's blue, then pink. Blue. It needs to be brighter. Okay. Doo -doo -doo. All right. Yeah, yeah. I'll reach out to you over Tumblr. You're I believe oh, okay. Yeah, yeah. Pretty much done. I just gotta sign my name and hide those. Okay. Uh, then all right. Yeah, I believe I believe you followed the blog a few days, maybe a week ago. I forget how long I've had the blog. You followed pretty shortly after I made it. I know that. And here's Carmelita in all her lovely glory. All right. This has been fun. This was really fun. Yeah, this has been really fun. I'm excited to talk to you more. Um Anyways, I'm going to end the stream now. This has been fun. Goodbye. Thank you. She is cute.